Yeah. Hello. You're doing good. You look good. You look real good. The world is celebrating love today, and I celebrate you. You are loved. Yes, you. You are loved. Yes, you. You. You are loved. There's love in you. Do not look for love externally. You are love. Love is within you. Love is in you. I welcome you to Tea Time with Amara, 6 p.m. I want to keep to 6 p.m. daily. All right. And I'm going to come here for this period. We're going to be discussing from this book, Think and Grow Rich. It has changed the lives of so many people out there, has changed my life. And I know that I'm still at the beginning of my journey. I'm reading the book again, but this time around, I'm sharing with you the things I am reading. So we are reading together. You are reading along with me. I I wish for you get a grab a copy. If you do not have a copy already, grab a copy of this book. Yes, there's a lot of eye-opening things in it. Things you would easily not pay attention to. It draws your attention to it. It's a wonderful day, isn't it? At least there's one day in the whole year that's been dedicated to love. Everybody longs to be loved. Everybody wants to be loved. But start with you. Love yourself. Realize that you are worth it. You deserve it. You deserve love. You deserve to be taken care of. Don't listen to anything aside of that. You are powerful. You are powerful. You are more powerful than you can imagine. Yes, you are made for more. You are more than enough. Where do I start from? Where do I end? You are awesome. You're awesome. Some say take yourself out. But even if you can't take yourself out, if you don't have anyone to take you out, anyone to do anything for you, do something for yourself. But I think the best thing you can do for yourself is the thoughts that you think, the thoughts that you allow about you, especially about yourself. Your life is all ahead of you. It's like an empty script, a blank canvas for you to write on, for you to draw on. So it is up to you to decide what you make of it. Hi, nice having you on my live. Tea Time with Amara is what we are, and we are discussing this book, Think and Grow Rich. Please, I implore you, if you do not have a copy, get a copy. If you have a copy, if you have read it before, it's a book you cannot read enough. Read it all the time. The guy that encouraged me to pick up the book again is Bob Proctor, now late, just died a few weeks ago. And he said he's read it for 56 years. He reads it every single day for 56 years. And if you study his life, you see what a successful life he lived, imparting into many. And I believe that's the kind of life you want to live, right? That's why we are connecting together, because that's the kind of life I want to live. I do not want to just pass through this world and the number of long, prosperous, fruitful years I will live in it, and then I'll just be counted among those who have lived. No, I want to touch a life. I am most happy when I am part of somebody's happiness. Yes, that's what gives me great satisfaction. So we started reading the book yesterday, or discussing the book yesterday. Yesterday we talked about thoughts, and the title of that is caption. The caption they gave around that story of how Mr. Barnes became Mr. Edison, Thomas Edison's partner. And it says, thoughts are things and powerful things at that. So please get a hold of your thoughts. Hi, Jason, how are you? Get a hold of your thoughts. You have the power. Many thoughts can go through your mind, but you have the power to decide which one you dwell on. And I said yesterday that the things you don't want, don't think about them. You have the power. A thought comes to you that's negative. You say, no, I don't want that. I'm not thinking about it. Or what if something happens? No, I'm not thinking about that, because when you think about it, you give it power. And the positive testimony, the positive story they shared with us yesterday, Napoleon Hill shared with us yesterday on the first chapter, was a story of Mr. Barnes, how he thought that he would like to be Thomas Edison's partner. It was a thought. He didn't have the money, he didn't have the means, he didn't have the connection to be Thomas Edison's partner. But do you know, because that thought was strong enough, he was able to make it happen. And when you think towards a direction, usually a way will appear. And the way that appeared for him was that Thomas Edison had this machine he had developed, and the salesmen that were working with him were not willing to market the machine. And Barnes saw it as an opportunity because he has just been looking for ways to partner with Edison. Well, if selling this machine that looks impossible is what will bring me close to him, if starting as a salesman is what will get me to my destination of partnering with Thomas Edison, why not? So we said yesterday that sometimes the opportunity can come in disguise. It may not come how you expect it to come, but what's your thoughts? That's why I've talked about goals. I hope you've taken pen to paper and scribbled down things that you want to achieve. I was speaking with someone I really look up to, who happens to be someone that's a mentor, and he said, God made us to be ambitious. Yes, that is how man is created. Content, but ambitious. Yes, it's by being ambitious that we could fly with airplanes, okay? Before that, there was nothing like that. Somebody thought about it, that it's possible, it's possible, it's possible. Something that has never been. And then today, we have it, right? So that's how man is created naturally. So don't remain where you are. Don't get comfortable where you are. There's more within you. You are yet to meet a better version of yourself. Strive towards it. Do all you can. All right. So today we look to one of the topic in chapter 1, and it says 3 feet from gold. I never ever forget this story. And most people who have read Think and Grow Rich, that's the book we're discussing. Most people who have read Think and Grow Rich always remember that story, because quitting is something that comes to everybody, especially when you've tried and tried and tried. The thought of quitting comes naturally. Why don't you give up? Why don't you leave it alone? Why don't you quit? Okay, and it's only when you quit that you have failed. One can't really say to have purpose so long as you have defined where you want to get to. Okay, because faith is a trickster. It just comes to distract you from your goal. So one of the stories they told in that section of the book to help us to always remember is a guy named Darby, Mr. Darby, and his uncle during the gold rush era, and they went out to start, gold digging and all that, spent money, and they went to work and worked and worked. In fact, they had actually they've seen a thread that they sent for test, and yes, they told them, yes, there's gold in that land. So they dug and dug and dug, and what is it? Where is the gold? They were not seeing any gold. At a point, they decided to call it quits. Sold everything to one junk. That's what the book called the man, one junk. And you know, this man just dug only 3 feet and found gold. So that means Mr. Darby and his uncle were just 3 feet from gold before they gave up. I always remember the story. And maybe that's what has helped me to not consider giving up. Is the road rocky? Is it tough? Is it difficult? Is it logical to even give up at some point? Oh, yes. Sometimes I feel people wonder what's wrong with her? Why come she still here? But when you remember such stories, that's why we are encouraged to read Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read it, pick it up. There's a page in the book where they listed out names of men names of world successful men. And each and every one of them have a copy of this book, have read it so many times. I saw the list one time. Yes, you have Henry Ford, you have James Hill, George Parker, we have former US presidents. They've all read this book. And even today, more and more people read this book. It's not even expensive, one of the cheapest books in the bookshop. So that's the story we have to share today on Tea Time with Amara. Do not forget that failure is a trickster, especially when success is almost near. And then when I was reading this book, and I thought, what if you have been involved in a business that failed? So because the book says, don't quit. But what if the business has failed on you, or the venture has failed on you, or the relationship has failed, or something has failed? What if it has failed? And the thoughts, something answered back immediately. It is not the business that is the success you are looking for. You are the success. Oh, yeah, that's good. I am the success. So that's why when a business venture fails, what they tell you is that it is not you that failed. It is the business that failed. It is not you that failed. It is that venture that failed. So don't take it personal. You are a success. So you are on your way to becoming successful. And don't forget that they also said that opportunities can come in disguise, right? So you could have tried that venture or that business, and it turns out to have failed. It is not me that failed. It's not you that failed. You're on your way to success. So the ability to rise up again and start another business or try again shows that you're not a failure. Isn't that awesome? Hi, Dari. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just so wonderful? Like, it's so encouraging. Yeah. How many times have we failed? How many times have you failed? It doesn't matter. The major thing is that you are up again. You're up again. And I want to encourage you to try and do something for yourself. I was on a Zoom meeting today with some of my team members, and I said, try and not only do something for yourself, try and find something that has leverage built into it. Because you have to think of active income and passive income. All right. Try and be part of a structure that pays you whether you're there or not. Think that someday you might travel, you might be ill, you might be unavailable. What happens to your income? As we read this book, Think and Grow Rich, I want to implore you to get this book. I'll be here every evening, 6 p.m. I will do that. 6 p.m. every day, and we'll share some thoughts on this book. Today, the thought that we shared is 3 feet from gold. Never quit. Never ever quit. Never quit on yourself. Never quit on life. Never get to the point where you become hopeless. Having hope is part of life. Yes. The same country you live in, wherever you are logging in from, where you may have a lot of people complain about different things, the government, the economy, so many things. If you look around that same country, there are many people who are taking advantage of the same situation people complain about. The major thing is what goes on here. And that's why Think and Grow Rich started with thoughts. Thoughts are things, and powerful things at that. That is it. I remember a story told about 2 brothers. One is in jail, one very successful. When you meet the one in jail, they ask him, what happened? Why are you in jail? And he says, are you kidding me? My mom was a drunkard. My father was a gambler. When you hear that kind of story, you upfront, you will say, oh yeah, that explains why you are where you are. And they meet the brother who is very successful, extremely very rich, very successful. And they asked him, how come? Tell us the story. Why did you end up being very successful? He said, are you kidding me? From where I come from, my mom was a gambler. My mom was a drunkard. My father was a gambler. I knew I had to do something different. See, 2 different people, same situation, same background, but they had different outcome. We could tell you that it started from what was going on, like they say, in between their ears. So thoughts, talked about thoughts are things. Hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought, that good thought that you have. And on your journey to actualizing your thoughts, this book has reminded us about one trickster, one thing that many people fail at, which is quitting. And many times they say failure appears just before success. So thank you for my life. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Dari. Thank you all. Catch you up again tomorrow, 6 p.m. tea time with Amara. I want to encourage you to check the link on my bio, check my pages. I found something very awesome. And by the way, I have a Zoom call this evening. And what I want to do is create a, get people to be aware of the dangers we may be living in our environment. Today we're talking about environmental pollution. We're talking about sedentary lifestyle. I'm sitting down. Perhaps you are sitting down watching me right now. And take an inventory of how your day goes, you find out that you sit down most of the time. It is the lifestyle of the present world. All right. Lack of sleep is also another challenge that we face. Maybe people don't have enough time to sleep, or they're not in the right magnetic field that will help them sleep well. We shall be discussing other things just to bring your awareness to those things and then get you to be concerned and then take action. So I will drop the link